the manly gesture that melts any woman and almost nobody uses. Female psychology. Have you ever noticed that some men don't rely on expensive gifts, flashy cars, or smooth pickup lines, yet women naturally feel comfortable and emotionally drawn to them? It isn't because they are the loudest person in the room. It isn't because they are the best looking. And it definitely isn't because they constantly try to impress everyone. Instead, they possess one subtle habit that communicates confidence, emotional security, and genuine masculine strength. Today, we're talking about one of the most underrated gestures in female psychology, a gesture that almost nobody practices consistently, yet it leaves an unforgettable impression. That gesture is giving a woman your complete, undivided attention without trying to control the interaction. At first, this sounds simple, but very few men actually know how to do it. Most people confuse attention with approval. They think they must entertain, flirt nonstop, brag about achievements, or desperately keep the conversation alive. Ironically, these behaviors usually create pressure instead of attraction. Female psychology works differently. Women often pay more attention to how they feel around a man than to what he actually says. If she feels relaxed, if she feels heard, if she feels emotionally safe, she naturally associates those positive emotions with him. That's why emotionally mature men often appear far more attractive than men who constantly chase validation. Here's what this powerful gesture looks like. Imagine she's telling you about a stressful day at work. Many men immediately interrupt. They start offering solutions. They change the topic. Or worse, they begin talking about themselves. But the man who understands female psychology does something different. He maintains calm eye contact. He listens without rushing. He nods naturally. He lets brief moments of silence exist instead of filling every second with words. Then he responds thoughtfully. Instead of saying, "That's nothing, my day was worse," he says, "That must have been frustrating. How did you handle it?" Notice the difference. He's inviting her to express herself instead of competing for attention. This simple response communicates confidence because confident people don't feel the need to dominate every conversation. Psychologists often refer to this as active listening, but attraction goes beyond the technique itself. The deeper message she's receiving is, "My thoughts matter. My feelings aren't being judged. I don't have to perform around him." Those emotions build trust. And trust is one of the strongest foundations of attraction. Here's something many men overlook. Women spend much of their daily lives interacting with people who interrupt them, ignore them, or wait impatiently for their turn to speak. When a man genuinely listens, he instantly separates himself from the crowd. Not because listening is magical. Because it's rare. Scarcity creates value. Now let's clear up a common misunderstanding. Listening does not mean becoming passive or agreeable. Being attentive doesn't mean agreeing with everything she says. A masculine presence includes having your own opinions. The difference is how those opinions are delivered. For example, instead of arguing just to win, a confident man might smile and say, "I actually see it differently." Then he calmly explains his perspective. No anger. No ego. No need to prove superiority. Ironically, emotional composure is often perceived as strength. Emotional overreaction is usually perceived as insecurity. Another powerful element of this gesture is patience. Many men rush emotional connections. After one good conversation, they immediately start imagining a relationship. They text constantly. They demand quick replies. They become anxious whenever she seems busy. This pressure can make attraction fade. Women generally feel more comfortable when emotional intimacy develops naturally. A patient man communicates, "I'm interested in getting to know you, but my happiness doesn't depend on your immediate response." That mindset is incredibly attractive because it reflects emotional independence. Confidence isn't chasing. Confidence isn't forcing. Confidence is allowing mutual interest to grow at its own pace. There's another small behavior that reinforces this masculine gesture. Remember details. If she casually mentions her favorite coffee, her upcoming presentation, or her sister's birthday, pay attention. The next time you talk, bring it up naturally. So, how did your presentation go? This isn't manipulation. It's proof that you value what she shares. Everyone enjoys feeling remembered. When someone recalls small details about us, we subconsciously feel important. Female psychology is no different. These tiny moments create emotional momentum over time. Interestingly, research in relationship psychology consistently suggests that feeling understood and emotionally validated contributes significantly to relationship satisfaction. While physical attraction may spark initial interest, emotional connection is often what sustains attraction over the long term. So the next time you're with a woman, resist the urge to impress her with stories about yourself. Instead, become curious. Ask thoughtful questions. Listen carefully. Stay present. Respond with confidence instead of urgency. You'll be surprised how uncommon this behavior has become in today's distracted world. And because it's uncommon, it stands out. The real power of this masculine gesture becomes even more obvious when you combine it with calm, confident body language. Think about the men who make others feel instantly comfortable. They don't constantly check their phone while someone is speaking. They don't scan the room looking for someone more interesting. They aren't fidgeting every few seconds or trying to prove they are the most important person there. Instead, they're fully present. Their posture is relaxed. Their movements are deliberate. Their facial expressions match the conversation. When a woman speaks, they naturally turn toward her instead of appearing distracted. These subtle actions communicate something incredibly attractive. You have my attention because I chose to give it, not because I'm trying to get something from you. That distinction matters. Many women are surprisingly good at sensing intention. If your attention feels transactional, as though you're only listening because you expect affection, validation, or a date in return, it often creates discomfort. But when your attention is genuine and comes from authentic curiosity, it creates emotional safety. And emotional safety is one of the strongest predictors of lasting attraction. Another overlooked habit is becoming comfortable with silence. Many men panic the moment a conversation pauses. They immediately start talking just to avoid an awkward moment. They tell random stories. They ask meaningless questions. Or they joke excessively to fill the empty space. Confident men don't fear silence. A brief pause isn't a problem that needs fixing. It's simply part of a natural conversation. Women often interpret this calmness as emotional stability because it shows you're not desperate for approval. You're comfortable with yourself. That quiet confidence is far more attractive than endless talking. Another important principle is making her feel seen, not analyzed. Some men learn a little psychology and suddenly begin pointing out every emotion they think a woman is experiencing. You seem insecure. You must be testing me. You're probably jealous. This usually has the opposite effect. Nobody enjoys feeling like they are under investigation. Instead, simply acknowledge what she openly shares. If she tells you she's excited about a new opportunity, celebrate with her. If she's disappointed, let her express it before trying to fix everything. Sometimes understanding is more valuable than advice. Remember, listening isn't about solving every problem. It's about sharing the emotional experience. Here's another gesture that almost nobody uses anymore: slowing down. Modern dating often feels like a race. People rush conversations, rush texting, rush commitment, rush physical intimacy, rush expectations. But attraction usually grows through consistency, not speed. A confident man isn't trying to skip chapters. He enjoys getting to know someone naturally. That relaxed pace removes pressure and allows genuine chemistry to develop. Women frequently describe this feeling as being easy to talk to. That's a powerful compliment because it reflects emotional comfort rather than superficial attraction. It's also important to respect boundaries without making them personal. If she says she's busy, believe her. If she needs space, give it. If she isn't interested, accept it with maturity. Nothing demonstrates masculine confidence more than respecting another person's choices. Ironically, this emotional self-control often leaves a stronger impression than chasing someone who has already pulled away. A man who values himself doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't guilt someone into replying. He doesn't become angry because someone isn't available. He simply continues living his life. That independence is attractive because it shows his identity isn't dependent on anyone else's approval. Now let's talk about compliments. Most compliments focus on appearance. You're beautiful. You have amazing eyes. While these aren't necessarily bad, they become ordinary because women hear them often. Instead, notice qualities that reveal who she is. For example, I like how passionate you are about your work. You have a calming presence. I admire how patient you were in that situation. Compliments about character tend to feel more meaningful because they recognize something deeper than appearance. They show you're paying attention to the person, not just the image. Finally, understand that attraction cannot be forced. No gesture, technique, or psychological principle can guarantee that someone will fall in love with you. Every woman is unique, with her own preferences, experiences, and values. The purpose of understanding female psychology isn't to manipulate emotions. It's to become a better communicator, a better listener, and a more emotionally mature man. Ironically, that's exactly what makes someone more attractive. When you stop trying to impress everyone, when you stop seeking constant validation, when you become genuinely interested in understanding the person in front of you, people naturally enjoy being around you. The manly gesture that melts hearts isn't dominance. It isn't showing off. It isn't pretending to be mysterious. It's the rare ability to make someone feel heard, respected, and emotionally comfortable while remaining calm, confident, and authentic. Because at the end of the day, the strongest man in the room isn't always the loudest. He's often the one who listens with confidence, speaks with purpose, respects boundaries, and makes people feel valued without asking for anything in return. That kind of masculine presence is rare,